Hi Scouts! Tonight we are making hot dogs, corn on the cob, baked beans, and some salad for dinner on our campfire here. So, first step in getting the corn ready to go, I have some heavy duty aluminum foil. I like the heavy duty stuff because it's a little bit thicker and it lasts better in the fire. So, real simple, you just take your corn, wrap it up, keeps the heat cooking the corn appropriately, helps to spread it out around the cobs. Just do that. All right. So once you have all your corn set to go, this is probably where you'll need an adult. I have some fire gloves here, and I'm going to put the corn right kind of in the fire. Probably 15 minutes we'll cook it for. So I have a nice fire going here, and I'm just going to put them kind of on the edge where it's hot but not super hot. And I want to try and get them kind of even. We're gonna have to rotate them a few times in order for them to cook evenly, and that's what we're gonna do.
Go.
Okay, so we already have our corn in the fire cooking. So we're also having baked beans. So all we're gonna do here, watch your knees, buddy, is push the grate over the fire, and we just want the beans to heat up. So we will leave the beans there, and then periodically we're gonna stir them so that they don't burn on the bottom and they get warm throughout. So we'll check back on this all later. Okay, so we've been cooking our beans and they're nice and warm, and I'm gonna grab these corn out and take a peek in there. There's a couple of little dark spots. We like them that way in our family, so this is perfect. A little bit lighter on that side, but that's okay too. So check these all out, make sure everything is good. A little toasty on that end, but it'll work. Let's see. Oh, that's a little warm. Be careful, please. Perfect. And one more. Yep, perfect. So the next part is we're gonna get everybody to cook their hot dogs over the coals that are here. So I think this is everybody's favorite part. These open. There we go. So we have these extendable poles. You can put 2 hot dogs right on there. And then it's best if you have just embers, not an open fire, but just embers. And hot dogs don't take very long to cook at all. So it'll just be a couple of minutes on each side, and everybody can roast their own, and pretty soon everybody will be having dinner. Hi Scouts, I am gonna show y'all how we are making dinner tonight. All in foil packets and all cooked out on the fire. So the first thing is I have a couple of potatoes that I cut up here, and I'm gonna put them on this heavy duty tin foil. And then we're gonna take a little bit of oil, salt, and pepper for seasoning on them. And just a little bit of oil, just a drizzle, maybe a tablespoon or 2. A little bit of salt, probably a teaspoon of salt, and then pepper. I just give it a good shake over it. And then you gotta wanna toss it a little bit. So I pick up the four corners and I kind of shake. Sometimes a couple escape. And that just gets them nice and coated with the salt and the pepper and the oil. So then the next thing we're gonna do is kind of spread these out a little bit. You don't want them piled too thick because the heat's gonna be coming from underneath of them. So you want them to be heating as evenly as possible. You don't want the ones on the bottom to burn long before the ones on the top have cooked. So then I'm gonna grab, I just have a rotisserie chicken tenderloin. I like these because they're pre-seasoned and that makes it super easy to make dinner. And I'm literally just gonna dump it on top. So in addition to the salt and the pepper, the turkey like marinade stuff will help flavor the potatoes. Let me just wash my hands super quick. Anytime you're dealing with raw meat, you want to make sure you use good hand hygiene so that you don't cross-contaminate and get anybody sick. And then we're going to take another piece of foil. I like the heavy duty foil because it holds up better in the fryer. The thin foil might be more likely to rip and then you'll lose your dinner. So I'm going to take all four sides and just fold them in a couple of times so that we get a nice seal. And you just keep it tight all the way around. So that is how we will cook our turkey and potatoes for dinner tonight. Go. We are going to have green beans as a side with our turkey and potatoes. So again, I have just some trimmed up green beans. I'm going to add about a tablespoon of oil. And again, about a teaspoon of salt. And a sprinkle of pepper. And to really ramp things up, I have some garlic here, just prepared garlic. Add, about that much garlic on there. And some mushrooms, just leftover mushrooms from another meal we made. So I'll just add those in. And again, you just want to toss it to coat. So I gather the four corners and kind of toss them a bit. Just make sure that the oil and the salt and the pepper covers all the things. And then same as we did before, grab a piece of foil and tuck in all your ends. You just fold it over a couple times so it's nice and tight. Some of the green beans trying to poke their way into where you want. Just got to push them back a little bit. And just go all the way around, crinkling in the edges so they're nice and tight. Like a double fold over is probably good. And it's as easy as that. That's gonna be our side of green beans for our dinner tonight. All right, so we have our fire all prepped and ready to go. And there's a grate sitting over the fire. So all I'm gonna do is I got green beans and I'm gonna put them on. And I got the potatoes and turkey. And I'm gonna put them right here. Try to avoid that bit of flame there. So we're gonna let them cook like this for a while, probably about 20 minutes. We'll flip them a couple of times and then check them to make sure that they are done, because you never want to eat undercooked poultry because it will make you sick. All right, it's been about 20-25 minutes and I pulled off the potato and turkey packet to check it out. And so I just grabbed a fork to poke the potatoes. You just want them to be nice and soft. And then I grabbed a knife to cut the turkey. I want to make sure that all the juices run clear and there's no pink inside. So we are good to go here. Then we're also going to grab our green beans, fire gloves, because these are very hot packets. And very, very, very carefully unroll the edges. Whoopsie. Trying not to rip the foil. And, wow. Check it out, we'll poke the green beans. You just want them nice and tender, and they are. So with that, we are ready to eat.